Hey, it is now 1:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, August 31st, 2014. Just got back home from hanging out with Sarah and her friend Michael. It was really cool. Got to meet Michael for the first time. He did a psychoanalysis on me using the cube. I thought it was really interesting because I found out something about myself. I mean, things I already knew, I guess. But it was definitely interesting how those things work. So anyway, this new moon, which is in Virgo apparently since on Monday, has been very draining. It's definitely a different new moon. I felt it since Saturday really, and I would say that I finally come back to balance again on Thursday. Yesterday, it was draining. My energy was at an all-time low. I would consider it a reset of some sort, and definitely got me to look at certain things about how I deal with my life and the people around me, and how I need to be, I guess, more mindful and just really be more loving and compassionate as possible and as understanding as possible, and not to push things before it's time, and not to have everything that I want or desire when I want it, and to wait for the time to come. So yesterday I went out to a gay club called Throb here in Sarasota after a welcoming party at USF. I decided that I want to go out for a drink and maybe dance if I feel like it. At the beginning I didn't feel like I should go, but something inside me told me that I should go. And I got there to the parking lot at exactly 9:19 p.m., which told me that I need to be there. You know, I always get these activation numbers at certain events or when I'm around certain people that I really need to pay attention to, and that was one of them. So I got inside and I had a few drinks. Oh, by the way, I kind of started smoking again yesterday. God, I love smoking. Need to stop. But just, a day shouldn't be that bad, right? A day or two. Anyway, so I was there drinking and smoking by myself and really just being observant of the people there, and it also made me reflect on my life and life in general and what has been happening this past several years, and especially this past 2 to 3 weeks. And at one point it did kind of get me sad, make me feeling a little bit sad at certain things about life. About how so many of us are still dealing with the old ways, the old thoughts, the old, I guess they say, programming. And for people like me who are in the transition, or I wouldn't say transition so much, but when I say transition, I mean a transition for me to live within this world with among everybody who are still, I don't want to use the word unawakened, but I guess I'll use that word, who are still unawakened. and it's hard for me to be around them every day sometimes because it pulls me back to that reality, and also having to deal with the negative aspect of the energies, which is draining. Not that I don't project negative energy at times, but certainly it's kind of like made me question how am I gonna keep. I mean, it's always been the questions for years like this. You know, at every new paradigm shift is how am I gonna deal with the old programs and still keep myself safe and sane. Anyway, so I don't want to make this video long. What I really want to talk about was what happened at the club. Sorry, was that as I was sitting there for a while, I was thinking of leaving, and then I, obviously look at my phone, and the time was 9:49, which told me that I need to wait for whatever was gonna happen. Like, that I need to wait for something to happen. Something was supposed to happen for me there. And then at around, I would say 10:30, this girl in a red dress came and sit next by me at the bar. She sat next to me on the left side, and that whole time I was not talking to anybody there. I know people were looking at me, but I kind of ignored them in a way. I mean, I wasn't being mean or anything, but I wasn't really there to chit chat. And this girl, she was pretty. She was beautiful in her own way, and she has blonde hair, and her, she had this dress on that was like, body fitted, show a little bit of her back and her arms and her legs. And she asked me to take a picture of her and her gay friend, and we started talking. And then she asked me to go for a dance, which I did. And at one point when we went back to the bar, she was kind of mentioning to me how she get nervous at times being at a place like that, or like being by herself, because at the time she was not really with her friend. Apparently, I guess her friend ditched her. I'm not really sure. And I just told her to, like, that she's a star and she need to shine bright, let other people watch her. And that was when the next download was, or I would say free writing, or some people call them automatic writing or trance writing, was downloaded into me. I would say it happened at around 11:45 p.m. And the first line was really shine bright, and then the rest of the lines was downloaded into me. And of course I started typing them and posted that to Facebook right away. And that writing has been replayed in my head all night last night and all day today. Especially the line about, the free writing, I ended up naming the title Welcome to the Liberation. But that line at the end is something that I replayed in my head over and over. It's kind of like the question of, like, is whatever this is, they telling me that I'm at the next step of this, whatever liberation is, or if it's just a message of what has been transpiring, and also a message to the others. I don't know. Well, all I know is that the personal message for me is that I have passed all of the many tests to get to this point, and that I am part of it now, and there is probably no turning back. liberation. I guess the great mystery will unfold itself as the time goes on, and I will find out more for sure what this is all about. Like what this liberation thing is all about. If it's just me personally, or I mean, I know it's not just me because I see it out there that it's happening in the mass. It's happening to so many people, and I just wonder how I have a role to play in all this. Like, what's my function in all of this master plan? Which I don't even know where it comes from. Wait, I have an idea, but I'm not gonna say it at this time. Anyway, just gonna read the free writing because that's what I do. So, it is Evolution, Liberation, Revolutions. Star Child, Diamond Child, Golden Child, our time has come. Shine bright, let people watch you, let people follow you. Liberate your mind, liberate your body, liberate from the illusion, liberate from bondage. Love, love, and more love. This is the end, this is the beginning. Faith is all that you need. Love is all that you need. Welcome to the liberation. Now I know what the liberate from bondage means is really controls, especially from the old programs, and specifically from the generational transference of these programs, and we need to clean ourselves of them. Anyway, I had a good night last night. I had a good night tonight. That girl that asked me for my number, I did give it to her. I just sent her a text to shine bright. But alas, I am celibate. The longer that I am celibate, the more of my perspective and the way that I interact with the world has changed so much. I don't know how long this is going to be in terms of being celibate and no longer allowing myself to be subject to my body. I don't masturbate, I don't have sex, I don't have sexual physical contact of any kind by myself or with another being, and things are changing for sure, and I do believe that it has increased my energy. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope this video is not too boring for whoever is watching, and for myself, my future self, that will be watching at one point. I am tired, and I am going to get back to doing my blog a little bit more regularly.